are so excited to be here today with Christy Maloney. Christy is one of her expert panelists. We are honored to have her on the team this year. She is a registered dietitian. She specializes in helping those with eating disorders and disordered eating. She works out of Enhanced Nutrition Associates in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we're so excited to have you with us today, Christy.
I am super excited to be here talking with moms about relationship with food. It's like all my jam.
Yeah. And food is so complex. It's got it's great for celebration. It's great, but it also has like negative connotations that go along with it as well. And with that being said, can you please help us with defining what food neutrality is?
Yes. So food neutrality is when you're able to view food neutrally, as you would imagine. So a lot of times, people will think about food as good or bad. I'm so good if I ate a salad, or I'm so bad if I ate a piece of cake. So food neutrality is really this idea that no food is inherently good or bad. It really is just some combination of fat, protein, and carbohydrate. And at the end of the day, your body knows what to do with those things. So if somebody is having a piece of cake, one thing I work on with my clients is like, okay, so what goes into a cake? There's egg and flour and sugar and milk, like all the things that we wouldn't necessarily think of as like bad foods. But when we put them together and we call it cake, all of a sudden it's bad, right? So it's really kind of parsing out each piece of food and what it does for us, and helping us look at like how foods help us. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. And that all foods have a place in somebody's diet. There's room for everything.
How can food neutrality help your overall relationship with food?
Yeah. So if somebody is struggling with their relationship with food, a lot of times what I see, especially as an eating disorder specialist, is somebody might be very restrictive, which sets them up for constant food obsessive thoughts or malnutrition issues, where they might, think of foods as good or bad. And if they have a bad food, it might set off a binge, that kind of thing. Or there just might be general stress and anxiety about going out to eat or going to social functions when the food anxiety gets really high. So embracing food neutrality as just a mindset helps your overall relationship with food, because then you're not restrictive. Foods are not good or bad. So it doesn't create that binging on bad food situation. It helps somebody go out to a restaurant and order whatever they want and just kind of, make it very simplified into what's my protein, what's my carbohydrate, what's my fat, what's my produce. And when you can do that and just kind of say, do I have protein, fat, carb, and produce in some sort of arrangement at each meal, suddenly the stress goes away and you're able to eat a salad or a cheeseburger or a piece of cake or an apple and peanut butter, like whatever it is, and just think about the nutrition that you're getting. And so when you're able to do that, your relationship with food just transforms, because it's no longer anxiety inducing. It's fun, healthy, helpful part of your life.
Oh, it sounds great to be in that place. So what
Mhm.
is the easiest way to start embracing this mindset?
Yeah, I think, I kind of tell clients, notice when you should yourself, right? Like we hear a lot about that, like don't should all over yourself. So I should eat this, I shouldn't eat that. If you're shoulding yourself, then you know that there's likely a diet culture mentality behind that. So first and foremost, notice that what you tell yourself is okay or not okay to eat. And then really kind of think about why. If I'm thinking about, having a burger, but I shouldn't do that, well, why not? Right? Because it's a protein, it's fat, it's carb, it has lettuce and tomato on it, it's got some produce. It's like a really great vessel for all of those things. So don't should yourself, first of all. And then secondly, when you're thinking about food and you're thinking about how to put together a balanced meal, if you can go through the list of what do I want for my protein? What do I want for my carb? What do I want for my fat? What do I want for my produce? And really think about it in the individual parts and the ways that those things help you, and putting it together in a way that you enjoy. again, that just takes so much of the anxiety away. And it also gives a chance to create more variety in what you want. If you're really craving something one day, I'm always craving French fries. They're my absolute favorite food. So if I'm like, oh, I really want fries, well, that's my carb. Like, what kind of protein and fat do I want with that? And like, what am I going to throw in there for like a vegetable? And so then that way, you think about allowing yourself all of those things, and your food options just open up and expand. And then I always like to say food's not moral. Just remind yourself that you're not bad if you ate a piece of cake. Like, you're bad if you stole the cake. Like, that's probably not an action that we want to do. But having a piece of cake or having whatever other food you really enjoy, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You didn't do anything wrong, even though diet culture likes for us to believe that.
Thank you so much, Christy. I think that's such a powerful message to have, especially as we head into summertime. I feel like, there's a lot of food issues that tend to crop up in summertime, really in all the seasons, right? There's the holidays and it happens all year long, but summer has its own special, I think, diet culture aspects that come into it. So I think it's a perfect time to learn more about food neutrality and to try to embrace it in our everyday lives. So thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us.
You're so welcome. I enjoyed it.
Great to see you.
You too.